So returning to Broadway, second time around, is that a bigger challenge?
It's a bigger surprise. I thought, because of fortunate enough to be working on another job right now, for now and hopefully a few more years, a TV show, I thought that one appearance last year in Normal Heart was going to be a real anomaly. That would be like, I thought, maybe you'll get a chance to do a play somewhere in the next few years, but it's unlikely that you would ever do another Broadway show simply for time constraints, if nothing else. Last year was very quick. We were trying to hit Tony deadlines and stuff, and that's how this worked out, was that wasn't going to be part of the equation. We were not going to open in time for the Tonys. I would have had like 5 rehearsals. Last year I flew into town, and the 6th day we were here was our first preview. When this came about and they were willing to work with my schedule and able to work with my schedule, the roundabout was, I was floored, and I am still, obviously when we're in the middle of rehearsal, it's very real, it's very happening, but there is a part of me that is still stunned that it's really happening.
What have you learned about Elwood P. Dowd that makes you think it's a great Jim Parsons part?
Well, first off, you never know if anybody else is going to agree that it's a great Jim Parsons part, but I will tell you this, because it's somewhat different than me. Okay, I should preface this. I consider myself a nice person. I can be a friendly person. But I can be shy. I can certainly be moody. And one of the great things about playing this is that it's somebody who's different than me. Elwood isn't shy. Elwood, at this point in his life, and in this play, isn't moody in that way that affects his communication with others. He always has time to communicate with others. In fact, that's what, and to a certain degree, life is about, it seems, for Elwood. Is it a good match for me? I hope so, but it's certainly a good match for me as far as keeping my interest going. It's such a wonderful pair of shoes to walk in, somebody who wants so desperately to communicate with other people and to listen to other people, not just talk at you like I'm doing right now, but to actually ask you what's going on. And Elwood just gets so much from that.
Now, Harvey is not your character. Harvey is your imaginary friend.
I imagine there's some confusion over that.
Yeah, the large rabbit.
Yes.
Did you have experience with imaginary friends? Did you have them as a kid?
No, I didn't. I didn't. Which is another thing that has been fun for me, is to explore that aspect. I always found imaginary friends fascinating, and there was part of me that I remember a long time in my life wishing that I had one, and probably even attempting to kind of create one, but I just saw right through it, as it were. So in this case, when it's my job to buy into it fully, it's really been nice. That's been one of the bigger struggles, though, and I mean that in a very literal sense of kind of like in an eye contact way. It takes a long time to really establish where he is in the room and decide what his blocking is, as it were, so that you'll know where to refer to him. And figuring out the height issue. There are times I've got him at just the right height. There are times when he's up close where I realize I'm looking at him like he's a basketball player, and it's not exactly what we're going for. I'm 6'2". He's only 6'3.5" or so, not counting the ears. I think one of the major things that I would think would be an enjoyable thing to watch as an audience member is to see that sometimes silent relationship between them. And so it's a very gratifying challenge in that way, trying to establish that and trying to, just feel him out, as it were.
Your real castmates, many of them, Charlie Kimbrough, Jessica Heck, Carol Kane, like yourselves, have both experience in stage and in television. They've all, like yourself, starred on sitcoms.
Yeah.
Do you find that brings you together as a troupe?
I know that Charles and I have had a couple of talks regarding Murphy Brown and Big Bang and the odd, very gratifying, very fortunate situation of playing a same character more than several years. It's a very strange place, I think, for a lot of actors to be. You get used to a very transient style. If you hit the jackpot, as it were, and you get the chance to play one, it's really gratifying, but it does present its own unique challenges, and it presents challenges, I think, as an actor in general, especially on TV. You've imprinted yourself over and over to an audience's simply their eye and ear is this character, and it's one of the reasons I'm so grateful to have this experience, to play somebody just, somebody else,
To not be Sheldon?
Yeah, whatever effect it has on other people's view of me, for my own self, it just fortifies more that interest in acting in general, and makes it that much more pleasurable to go back to work in the fall and get to know Sheldon again, to have that, not only a break from doing it, but take your mind somewhere else completely. And I think that's part of the reason I'm in such heaven right now rehearsing this play. It's a world away. It is its own working vacation.